podcast by Stephen and Jess. Stories by Fly in the Nest. The little podcast by Stephen and Jess's Stories.
Welcome everybody back to another episode of Stories from Fly in the Nest, the travel podcast, which right now isn't really a bit of a travel podcast. I am your host, Stephen, here with my beautiful wife, Jess.
Hello.
And my sister as well, who joins us.
Our beautiful sister.
My beautiful sister, yes.
Yeah. Cleo.
Cleo, yes. This is the bi-weekly travel podcast, which comes out where all good podcasts are found on a Tuesday in audio. And we also do a video premiere on Wednesday on our YouTube channel, Stories from Fly in the Nest, where we kind of hang out with you guys live and chat as we watch the video version. But welcome to episode 4. This episode is going to be about what is it really like to travel with Fly in the Nest. We brought my sister on because you kind of have some inside goss, some inside kind of maybe stories we haven't shared before.
I have all the goss. If I remember it. That is true. But Cleo has been on a lot of trips with us, so she definitely knows what we are like to travel with. Yes. And yeah, we definitely have a lot of stories to share today.
But before we jump into the topic of the show, what has everyone been up to this week? Claire, what have you been up to this week?
Oh, okay. Well, I just kind of started my new job. The training's all done and everything, and now I'm doing real clients, which is exciting.
Where are you working?
Clear Skincare. So I'm a beauty therapist, and I specialise in skin and laser. Skin and laser. I forgot what to say.
But we love it because Cleo's been doing all her training, which means that all week, Stephen and I have been having free facials.
Yeah, I've been doing all their facials, and Mum, Dad,
You've
everyone.
not just said Jess. Why'd you have to drag me into this?
Okay. It was Stephen's first facial, and he came out and said, I feel like a new man. You didn't.
Yeah, no, I mean, congrats on the new job, Cleo. I mean, it's
you.
kind of cool because you've pretty much been working at a cafe for how long now? Before?
Oh my gosh, like 10 years probably?
So this is like basically you're working now your dream job.
Yeah, it's so good. I when I got the job, I cried.
Yeah. We're very proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
And Jessica, what have we been up to this week? It's been, it's a couple of crazy things. I think the first thing we need to talk about is that you guys, if you just watched the YouTube video that just came out a couple of days ago, we just told you our little summer project that we have been working on for months now.
We have bought a van and we're going to be converting it into basically our new home. And our plan is to move out of this place eventually, move into the van and travel all around Australia as a family.
It's going to be so cool. I think it's been a dream of ours. I mean, for our honeymoon, we kind of split the honeymoon. The first part of the honeymoon, I said, let's go to Croatia, let's relax in Croatia. And then for the second half,
all I wanted to do was go on an amazing road trip through the UK in a van. And that is exactly what we did. And I feel like that's what really sparked our love for doing travel like that. Just being able to travel in your home. So you could go and find an amazing beach and you have your home just in the parking lot.
And I think, that was back in 2017.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, we've been trying to, experience this more, this kind of tiny home on wheels experience. And we went through Wales, and then recently you were 30 weeks pregnant. You're like, we need to just go do a trip. So let's do in a camper van. And of course, with what's going on in the world with COVID, Australia, if you guys wanted to know, completely locked off. Like, it's pretty much almost impossible for us to go traveling anywhere.
Yeah, at the moment, we can't leave Australia. So we thought, why not use this time to really see our home country?
So we're so excited. I think the big plan is, I suppose this is some spoilers for some upcoming vlogs, but the big plan is we bought a van, and if you've missed the video, it's a empty cargo van. Mm-hmm. There is nothing in there. We haven't bought a converted van. There is zilch. It's like there isn't even a seat for Hunter right now.
So we have a lot of work to do.
And that's going to be hopefully keeping us quite busy over the summer period. We might be getting a little bit of help because, as you guys know, we are not the handiest of people.
And we have a little baby that we also have to look after. So we have to kind of balance that too.
But that's kind of like the big exciting announcement. I hope you guys enjoyed the video because as of when we're filming this, you don't know about it just yet. So we're eagerly anticipating, waiting for you guys to find out. By the time you listen to this, it will be out. But also, I surprised you with a little something this week as well, Jessica. What?
Are we telling them?
Well, yeah, because they'll find out in a few days after this one.
Should I tell them the whole thing or keep some of it a secret?
Give them a little tease for this weekend's vlog if you are listening to this when this is released.
Okay, so Stephen knows how much I love Christmas, and he may have surprised me with letting me put up the Christmas tree early. I know a lot of you are going to be excited because basically the moment it hit the 1st of November, all of you have been sending me photos of your Christmas trees because you all know that if there's one year we're going to celebrate Christmas early, it is 2020. And so you have all been putting up your trees, and I've been loving seeing all your pictures, by the way. And this Sunday, you're going to see our tree, our very first tree, because this is the first time we've ever had a home to decorate.
And Claire, you helped us out as well. You came around and helped us put up the tree.
It was so much fun. I really had like a little sneak peek of the vlog, and Steve has done such a cute video.
Baby Hunter's so cute in
it is so good. I just want to rewatch it again. It's so good.
So that's coming out this Sunday if you're interested. Thanks for the plug, Cleo. You've hyped it up for us.
I have.
Yeah.
And there was one more thing I actually needed to mention.
What's this?
It was like more of a little bit of housekeeping from the last vlog. from the last podcast. So a lot of you have given me shade for saying paper, scissors, rock. Supposedly, I meant to say rock, paper, scissors.
I know that way.
And some people out there say scissors, paper, rock.
That's weird to me.
Is it?
Yeah.
How do you say it?
The way you say it.
Paper, scissors, rock?
Yeah.
Stephen's been
I
teasing
say
me.
rock, paper, scissors. And this is why.
Why?
Okay, you might just hear me in the background. Because when you go paper, scissors, rock, it throws off the beat. But I go rock, paper, scissors.
Okay, so my way of doing it is going paper, scissors, rock.
Yeah.
But then
Listen
like-
to it in the way that you want me to say it. Rocker, paper, scissors.
A rocker. What's rocker?
It's made up a new thing. It's rock, paper, scissors, and then you go. Not paper, scissors, rock.
I've worked out, I think it might be an Australian thing because all the Australians have backed me up and said whoever says rock, paper, scissors needs to get out of here.
That's my reasoning on rock, paper, scissors, because then you can go to the beat. So it's like 1, 2, 3, release on 4.
But
You're
not
like,
when you sing it.
paper,
Scissors,
rock.
That's all I know. It's Jess's way.
Another little bit of housekeeping. We had Adrian write in and said, you guys messed up Slovakia and Slovenia in the last podcast.
If anyone is from Slovenia or Slovakia, I am so sorry.
I
But
think-
a lot of people told us that a lot of people do mix those two up.
I think it's just because, like, when you're filming a podcast, there's a million things that go on in your head.
I know,
and
because
that
right
was
now
just
I'm
one of-
talking to a microphone, looking at a camera, then also talking to these two. There's a big soundboard in front of me, so sometimes you do, say something wrong. So sorry so much. And I can't promise that that's not going to be the last time we do something like that.
Yeah, just write in and let us know if we messed something up. But we thought today's episode, as I mentioned at the top of the show, is that we would do a little bit of a behind the scenes. I mean, we have been on potentially 6 trips with Cleo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I suppose there's just a lot of fun little stories behind the scenes that we might have just not shared on the vlogs, like, sneaking Cleo into some hotel rooms. I mean, well, I suppose I've known Cleo all my life. Cleo, are there any...
Jess has known me probably all my life too.
Yeah, since you were 12 years old.
And you could practically say that because I feel
Yeah.
like when you're 10 and younger, you don't have the best memory.
Yeah, no, you don't.
That's true.
Yeah, just that Christmas.
Especially you.
Oh, yeah.
Chloe's like, what did we do last week?
Oh, this is a great episode to have you run the
Walk
show.
down memory lane.
I need to write my notes down.
Do you even remember putting the Christmas tree up last week?
Do we? Was that last year?
That's why we film it, so you can remember.
You do the whole Fly in the Nest for me to remember.
Exactly.
Pretty much. But are there any stories you remember from us when we were younger?
Like, what was it like growing up with Stephen? Can you remember?
I remember you and Tim used to bully me.
Oh, for reference, Claire is 4 years younger.
Yeah,
And
4
Claire is the
years.
youngest in the family.
Yeah, they used to I used to want to play with them and they used to run away from me. No, I'm kidding.
You were their little loser sister.
Yeah, but then when Jess came in, I was like, "Ooh, a girl!" I like because Jess was like a little cool dude back then. She was. I thought
I was
you
a cool dude?
Yeah, you were cool
Oh
dude.
my gosh, I'm a cool dude.
And because you had the blonde hair and had everything. And I was like, oh. And then yeah, I don't know. Just like really wanted to get to know Jess because I don't know.
And that's why you dyed your hair blonde.
Yeah, probably.
You wanted to be a cool dude.
I stole the outfit that you're wearing now. So yeah, still think you're a little cool dude.
It's funny because I'll attest to that because you know how you were like wanting to hang out with me?
Yeah.
I was wanting to hang out with Tim and he was like, no, I want to hang out with my friends of my age.
Yeah.
I'm sure anyone that has siblings, that probably happened
Yeah,
with you.
it
when
does.
you're-
That didn't happen to us. See, I'm one of 4 and I'm the oldest. And I feel like we all kind of play together, me and my
Yeah.
siblings. We all let each other play with each other.
Yeah, we did do that.
Maybe
Yeah.
because I'm a family full of cool dudes.
True. That's why I wanted to.
But I mean, I've remembered some trips. I don't know if you will necessarily remember them because you were quite small in
Yeah.
South Africa. But did you remember that Mom used to run a dating agency?
I don't remember that, but I remember her telling me, about it. But I had no clue. I can't remember the people coming to the house, her like hosting the big parties.
She was a little love guru in South Africa.
Linda, the love guru. Linda is my mom, if you don't listen to my mom. But this was in the 90s, and I think Mom wanted to work from home.
I
so
guess
she
because back then they didn't have eHarmony and stuff, so people would need people like this to matchmake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you would go, instead of Tinder, you would go to Linda if you wanted.
Yes, that's so good.
So what my mom would do was she would organize these, and the deeper I get into the story, the worse it sounds, but she would organize these cruises where, you know, people that have matched on Linda's Tinders would like come on this cruise.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's why we went on those cruises in South Africa,
Oh.
if you don't remember, because we went up and down the
Yeah.
coast.
Because Linda, the love guru, would get basically a free cruise.
Oh my god!
'Cause I think
she's
back in
living
the-
the life.
Yeah, you were like a travel agent, and you just say she booked like 50 singles or something. They'd be like, okay, we'll give you a cabin for
Yeah.
free or whatever.
Oh wow!
So where did you
Yeah,
guys
that's pretty
go?
Cool.
Yeah, so I mean, we were in South Africa and we'd go up the coast on the ship called the MSC Symphony. I remember it was like the same ship we'd always go on. And then we went up to Kenya, I remember. We went to Mombasa, which is such a beautiful place. I remember that. I was like 7 years old and I still remember how beautiful Mombasa is.
No wonder Cleo couldn't remember then because she was 3.
Oh
You were
yeah,
3.
I remember.
You were the little blobby.
Womba.
Bomba?
Womba. And it was just Womba.
Do you
And
mean
it was
warm baths?
Warm baths.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
in South Africa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is not the cruise. You're probably in like cruise daycare.
Yeah.
No, I remember your mum telling me a story now where you had like a blanket and you lost it on the cruise.
Oh.
Is that Cleo? Or was
No,
that you,
the blanket's
Steve?
me. My
oh,
blanket
you
was
left
called...
You lost your
Poor
blankie.
Steve.
No,
Poor
my
Stevie.
blankie was called Blummet.
Oh,
and
that's
it was
it.
the little pink blankie and
Oh, Steve.
we lost it.
And it was a very sad cruise.
Triggering me. But I mean, those are the kind of trips we did when we were younger. We went on safari, but I don't
Yeah.
remember
Oh,
the
I don't
safari
remember.
trips. Just the VHS videos that Grandpa
Oh,
and
yeah,
I put
yeah,
it in
yeah.
the documentary.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I suppose that was kind of like our first travel. Because then when we moved from South Africa to Australia, because it cost so much to emigrate, we didn't have too much money, so we didn't go on any holidays. I'm pretty sure the first kind of big holiday we went on, you gate crashed it in Bali. And this is now
No,
2010.
no. You went on one trip
Yes.
before and it was to Queensland,
Yeah,
and I
Queensland,
wasn't
yeah.
invited because Stephen and I had only been dating a little bit of time. So they were like, we don't want this random girl on the holiday.
No,
Didn't realise they missed out on a cool
they're
dude.
quite traditional and like a little bit strict. I think they like
Yes.
didn't want you guys sleeping in the same room, but I was like, you come sleep with me, be my best friend, cool dude.
And I remember you guys would send me little video clips of your holiday and it looked so fun because at this
Yeah.
point I still had never been on a plane.
Yeah,
And you guys were living it up in Queensland.
it was pretty cool.
Surfers Paradise. I remember the
Surfers
video I sent you. I was
Paradise.
like, Jess, the beach and the shops are right there.
I was so jealous. And then the second trip was you guys went to Bali and I was allowed on that one.
Yes.
Linda Tinder let you come to Bali.
So this was my first ever international trip and it was with these two. And back then I didn't know Cleo too well. You
Yeah,
and I
no.
we weren't that close
I
then.
think this is when we connected.
Yeah, we definitely connected, and that's what travel does.
Yeah.
And I remember 2 incidences.
I think I remember
What's that
too.
word?
Incidents?
Incidences.
Incident.
Incident? Incidentals? Incidents.
2 incidents that happened.
Does this involve the bath? With the-
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Wait, there's 2 things that happened. The first thing is that we were staying in this beautiful villa,
Yeah.
and we all kind of had our own little rooms and own little bathrooms. And I needed to borrow something from Cleo. And Cleo, again, her and I didn't know each other that well. And I go and I'm like looking for something. I'm like, oh, it's probably in her bathroom. Walk into the bathroom. Cleo's there, butt naked, leg up on the bathtub, shaving her legs.
Luckily, that bath was deep.
It was deep,
It was
so
a
I
really
didn't see
deep
anything.
bath.
When you said you guys became close, I didn't realize it was this close.
I didn't see
remember that.
anything. But yeah, there was a leg up. She was shaving her legs and she just looks and she's like, oh, what? So that happened. And then for some reason there was a lot of nudity in this trip.
It was.
Because the second thing that happened was, so Cleo was in Bali with a friend.
Yeah.
So it was Cleo and a friend, then it was Stephen and I, and then it was Stephen's parents. And we all wanted to go and get, I guess you could call it couple massages, but we didn't think that they
Oh
were
my God.
romantic couple massages.
And my friend was a girl.
Yes, remember? So first of all, we all got these massages, and do you remember they were like, you need to take everything off. So first of all, you're lying in this room basically naked with your friend.
Yeah, and we were like, we were just, starting off as friends. Like, we
Like-
weren't super close.
No, it wasn't like you brought your best friend on your trip.
Yeah, it was just a friend. Yeah.
And
so-
you were in what year? You're still in school.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
was still
think you
in
were in
school.
year 8 then.
Yeah, year
You
8.
just started high school.
Yeah.
And
I'm just thinking that friend, her parents just let her
how-
go to Bali with
Yeah,
a random
pretty-
family in year 8.
Pretty
yeah,
cool.
you would have been like 14 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why she hasn't come back on trips.
Yeah,
I think it scarred her.
never heard from her again. So basically, we went into this room, and first they made us take everything off. And
I
they given
suppose
us
that's
a-
quite normal in massages because
Yeah.
then they say just put the towel on and then they like tuck it in
But
your
Cleo
bum.
and her are in the same room together.
Yeah.
It's not all separated.
What did you guys do? Did we like
we were
back
just
to back?
laughing the whole time.
And we could all hear each
so we
other.
were in the bath naked back to back because they made us go in the bath.
You've jumped ahead. So you had the
Oh, yes.
massage.
So basically, yeah, we had the massage, and then after that, they were like, okay, cool, like the awkward bit's over. We could hear like Stephen's parents getting massages. We were all next door to each other.
Because it was like office cubicles. I'm pretty sure the walls didn't go to the roof.
No, so we could talk to each other.
Yeah.
And then basically what they said is after the massage is that they had these nice baths with pedals because we didn't realize we booked like the romantic couples
Oh,
thing.
did we?
So
Yeah.
we're all there. And I think like Stephen and I had only just been dating for a few years and Stephen's parents are next door. We're all in these bathtubs basically naked, all separately too. Like, so there's two. And I'm just thinking, poor Cleo, because she's there back to back with her friend. They're like covering themselves, just sitting in this bath water because it's too awkward to say no.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yes.
so. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And what is she probably like? Because she just came on this. She probably didn't know anybody.
No.
My family. She probably thought,
What are we doing?
all these people.
I just realized she would have gone home and her parents would have been like, how was your trip? Any memorable moments?
She'd be like, nah, not really.
Oh my gosh, I just realized.
Oh,
We
yeah.
missed a complete segment of the show.
We're talking about stories here. We don't have
Oh,
a
it's
beverage.
Bundy time.
Oh,
Bundy beverage
Yeah, is this lemon lime bitters?
Yes, it is.
Ooh, I haven't
So-
tasted this one.
Yeah.
If you've heard, we've mentioned on a previous podcast, Bundaberg does 22 flavours. So today we are trying their lemon, lime, and bitters flavour.
I feel like I
like
need to
it.
clear up something. I think the majority of you know that there's this joke about Bundaberg. They have no clue who we are. This is not a sponsored thing that happens every episode.
No, we just really love
Just
a good
really
Bundaberg.
love Bundaberg.
It's our beverage of choice.
Oh, I need to get one. All right. So we have the lemon lime bitters. It's a nice little green one.
It is amazing.
Yeah, it's good. This is
I
like my
love it.
second favorite behind the ginger beer. So if you do find the lemon lime bitters, give it a try.
Good.
Cheers, Cleo.
Cheers.
We need to
Cheers to couple massages.
Yeah.
Let's just pop this. Ah, that is the best sound in the world. I love it. Everything. Oh, cheers.
Steve.
Cheers, and cheers to you guys
Cheers.
at home if you're having a drink. Now it's time for the 5-second awkward where we all take a sip. Oh my gosh, Shirley.
Sorry, I had to.
Okay, so on with the stories. So Bali, first trip, we all became very close.
Yeah.
It was a really fun trip.
It was.
Loved it.
Next trip. Do you remember what the next trip is? Let's ask you, Claire.
All right, let's put Claire under pressure.
It's not pressure, it's just memories.
Where did we go next?
2011.
We went on the cruise.
Yeah! Good work. Where did we go on the cruise?
We went to the Caribbean.
Good work. Yes, you
Yes.
did.
And
I
who
love
was
this
there?
trip. Kaylee and Oh,
Or just Kaylee?
Just Kaylee. So basically what we did,
cousins.
yes, we used it as a family reunion. So it was really exciting because Cleo and Stephen's auntie also came, their cousins came. So it was like a big
Yeah.
family reunion because they were from South Africa.
We immigrated in 2000, and this is now 2011. So they were family we hadn't seen in 11 plus years. Could be even more because Auntie Nikki moved to Cape Town. So we might have not seen them for a while. So this was a big, massive family reunion.
And my first time meeting some of Stephen's extended family.
Thoughts?
Oh, love them.
They love them. They're good. Love a good Raylene. So what we did was we had a 5-week holiday. It was during university,
Yeah, it was during the summer break.
and we flew out to Puerto Rico straight away. Is that how you say it? Puerto Rico?
You said it so weird.
Sure.
Puerto
I also
Rico?
remember this
Puerto
is the
Rico.
place where we could never have a Subway meatball again.
I don't
Oh
remember
yeah,
that.
we
Yeah,
all
you
got
remember?
sick. I can never have them.
So
ever
you
from
used to
this trip.
love the meatball
Yeah.
subs from Subway.
That was
so
my
they
very first Subway I ever had.
really
Yeah.
in Puerto Rico.
No, just a Carabine next to Oscar's.
Anyway, so just so you know, if you go to Puerto Rico, I don't recommend going to this certain Subway. Don't know where it is, but good luck if you order the meatball
Yeah, don't order the meatball. I got food poisoning.
just before a cruise.
Yeah.
So it was a 5-week trip. The first week was a week on a Caribbean cruise. We went to like St. Kitts, St. Martin, Barbados, went to some other places as well.
And this was my first time ever cruising.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. And
Wasn't a Linda Tinder cruise.
It
was
wasn't
just-
a Linda Tinder. No. But I loved it because remember we got such a good deal that we got to have a balcony room. And and it was so nice. And I remember that's when I found out on cruises. Okay, so there's something you might not know about me. I love a good trivia. I love a good game to try and win. And I found
Like
out
a game night.
like a
type
game
thing.
night. And I
Bingo.
found out that's basically cruises. It's bingo. It's trivia night. And I would go to all of them. I would win little trophies. Do you remember I still have my
still
Caribbean
have the
trophy?
trophy?
And it's like of a
Did you?
cruise. Yep.
I don't remember that.
Yep.
Yep.
And I would win free.
You don't remember anything?
No, I remember we were in the back and we had the little circle table and we were,
Yeah.
yep.
We're
Yeah,
cool
remember
dudes.
that.
All those.
That's all I remember.
And no, because I loved it as well because if you win sometimes you get the tour for free. So you get to go off the boat and do the tour for free.
Oh.
And they'd always let me bring someone. So Steve and I would go and do this really cool tour. You guys went and like lounge at the beach.
Yeah, the one when you go underwater and you got the big tank on.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes. No, it was the big helmet.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a
that's
big
it.
helmet underwater.
Oh, gee. Oh, okay, yeah. This
Yeah.
is all the memories are
See,
flooding
flooding
in.
back.
Yep.
So I loved it. And then after the cruise, we went to Disneyland. And Stephen, I know you have a story to share about that.
About Disneyland.
Oh,
Remember?
Oh
This
my
wasn't
God.
your parents' first time going to Disneyland and you were very upset about it.
Yes, I remember now. I'm just as bad as Cleo.
no, but do you remember on the cruise when we left Steve in the room and we went around and did all the photos?
Oh my
God. And he was so upset with us.
I totally forgot about
Did you?
that. So basically, we found out that on the cruise you can get like couple photos, and
Yeah, it was-
they're reenacted. So we dressed up as like oldie time Americans.
Yeah.
Like Westerns.
Westerns. You
yeah.
need to pop some photos up right now,
Yeah.
Steve, because they are that good. And then there was a Titanic one where I pretended I was falling off the boat.
Yeah, and then I was
Cleo
trying to
grabbing me.
catch you. Yeah.
So then the next day on the cruise, we're walking around and then we were like, oh, we should go check out our photos. And Steven's with us and he looks on the wall at all these amazing photos. We thought they were amazing.
Yeah, we were. They were.
They were the cheesiest photos ever, but
We
I was
bought
so
all of them.
fun.
Yeah, we did. We got them all. They're probably so expensive.
They
too.
would have. I think we spent like a lot of our like souvenir money on these photos. And Stephen was so upset we didn't invite him. And
Yeah.
this is, I think, when a lot of people might go, "Oh, what's it like being like a third wheeler? How you're a third wheeler?" I'm like,
Yeah.
no. When we go on a trip, Stephen becomes the third wheeler. I feel so bad. Me
Yeah.
too. It's because you're hanging out with two girls.
Yeah, that's probably it.
And,
Yeah.
and I just thought of another funny story
Me-
on the cruise.
Me too. I did
The
too.
flash mob.
Yeah, that's the one. Do you remember that?
Yes. So we thought it would be such a funny idea. I was like, you know what would be crazy?
We thought it was the best idea.
This is
ever.
21-year-olds thinking they're so cool.
But who at 21 these days would think like this is cool?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
21-year-olds from 10 years ago are so different to 21-year-olds
true.
now.
Yeah, true.
So we were like, we should start a flash mob, and we found this part of the cruise where there was a camera 24 hours filming on the deck. So we were like, okay,
Like
I
a
bet
TV
you.
channel, you could tune in.
And we're like, you know what would be so funny? Be all these people right now will be in their rooms, happen to be on that channel. Of course, people are randomly
I don't
watching.
think anyone was on it. I think they're all in the top deck enjoying.
Yes, or watching a movie,
Yeah.
not watching what's happening on the deck. So we were like, we should start a flash mob in front of that camera so everyone can see. And we got Stephen's cousin to record the flash mob, and we have it on our computer right now.
Have you seen it?
Right
When's the last
now?
time you
Yes,
watched it?
yes,
Yeah,
I
let's
found
watch it. I'll have to pop it up for.
So definitely,
love it.
if you're listening to this on audio, I definitely recommend coming and jumping over to the video just to see this amazing flash mob. But I'll explain it to you right now.
Yeah.
So it's someone filming. So it's my cousin filming on a very low quality camera, and
he's filming the TV.
which the security camera itself is very low quality.
Yeah.
Here I come.
Yes.
Jessica's walking
Definitely
onto the
got
deck.
choreography. There
So
I
she-
go.
There she goes. And we practiced
So,
this.
we practice so much. So I'm boogieing right now.
Oh, and then
Everyone's
the whole
looking
thing
at
was
me.
like, I'm meant to casually walk past Jess.
and think that
And
you
there's
don't know each
Stephen.
other.
There's Stephen.
I've joined in, and then Cleo just walks past.
And we're thinking we're so cool. Here comes Cleo casually walking
Oh,
in.
I don't know these guys. I'm just going to join in. Oh, here we go. Oh, I know the dance moves.
By this time, no one's around. Oh, the dance moves changed.
We choreography.
Yep, we choreographed.
And then we walk away like we didn't know each other.
we thought we were the coolest dudes.
Oh my goodness,
That
that
was
is
so
just
good.
everything. Oh, that just sums up what our trips were like 10 years ago.
Oh my gosh. It was a really fun cruise.
It was a really good cruise.
Do you remember the pirate party in Barbados?
I forgot about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I kind of was like, my first drinks on there.
Yes, you had
Yeah.
some rum because in
Yeah.
Caribbean you all have rum. And I remember we tried to convince your parents to come on, and we were like, "Yeah, it's just like a day at sea," and they ended up being like a big party.
Big boat party.
Yeah, it was like this almost dodgiest looking kind of boat, and they put like a flag on it, and then they said, "Oh, it's a pirate party," and it was like unlimited rum.
Oh,
we could just drink
yeah.
as
It was
much
a
as
bunch
possible.
of like old people really drunk.
Actually, they brought some rum, Mum and Dad, and they still have it till this
Really?
day. We should actually grab it and taste it.
Yeah, I wonder what it
The
tastes
rum that
like.
we had. Yeah.
Because that would be like 10 years old.
Yeah. They have it in the cupboard.
Really?
Yeah.
They're going to watch this and hide it and go, you aren't touching our rum.
It's 10 years old.
Just gonna put it next to the shortbread, but Linda, we find the shortbread.
Oh, yeah. Linda and Des are notorious of hiding their shortbread, and we're notorious of always finding it.
Yep.
It's under the TV, Mum. We know where it is. But after the little Caribbean cruise, let's just round it back to Disney World. When I was 7 years old, my parents went to Disney World and left us in South Africa. Do you remember this? Oh, you would have been too
No,
small.
no. I remember this. Yeah.
How can you not remember last week, let alone 20 years ago?
I remember it.
Kid never forgets when their parents leave to Disneyland and don't bring them.
Yeah.
Who does that? Mum? Dad? We need to have a family meeting, I think. But yeah, with that trip, we went to Disney World.
And that's why you were so excited, because not only did they go to Disney World, but they came back talking about how amazing it was. And you'd hear these stories of all these rides.
The dragon.
Yeah.
Do you remember the dragon?
No, it wasn't the
And
dragon.
wasn't a dragon.
What is it? Lilo or something?
So basically,
Yeah,
there was this one ride that Stephen's dad would always talk about. They're like,
Always.
there's this ride and there's a monster and it's so scary. And then we find the ride and we go in. It's a little kid Lilo and Stitch ride. Little kid.
Yeah, he explained it like you sit in this dark room and there's an alien inside a tube, and then the alien disappears and the light breaks out, and then it starts going underneath your feet. And we're like, wow, this sounds so scary, Dad. And I remember when we went on the ride and I clicked halfway through. I was like, this is a ride my parents have been explaining to us for
It's the
20
Lilo and
years.
Stitch ride, which I think isn't there anymore.
No, they got rid of
I bet
it.
there's a lot of rides actually that we got to go on that isn't there anymore,
No,
right?
Jaws is gone.
And that was a good one. I liked that
Jaws is
ride.
good.
But that was amazing because I feel like that's like a dream destination you've always wanted to go to. And that's what sparked Stephen and my love for Disney. And now we've gone to almost every Disneyland.
Yeah.
We just need to do the Shanghai and the Hong Kong one.
Yeah, and then we
Been
would have
to
done
them
all of them.
Probably be with Hunter.
Oh, imagine!
yeah, that's
Hunter going to
exciting.
Disneyland. It'd be so cute.
Wonder who her favorite princess is going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Probably Moana, because you do enjoy that movie.
I do enjoy that movie.
So then we kind of fast forward 2 years till the next trip we went on.
Oh, wow,
I don't know
really?
what happened in those 2
We
years.
were really deep into uni. Like it was when I had to do prac, and that would take a lot more time.
Yeah, so it was 2013.
And this was a very big trip. Cleo, can you remember it?
Yes.
What
Europe.
happened?
No.
Oh, sorry. I was so confident just there.
I love the confidence and then it just disappeared.
I'll give you a clue.
This is one of my favorite trips. I'll never forget this
Are
trip.
you sure you'll never forget it? Because you just did.
You just
Okay, I did. No, Singapore, Dubai, and
The Maldives.
Maldives.
Woo,
I
so
loved it.
me and Jess just finished up 4 or 5 years of university, and we decided to end our, university. We'd go on this humongous trip where we went to Singapore, Dubai, and Maldives, and you decided to tag along.
Yeah, I can't believe I tagged along.
I think it's because we were telling you all about this trip, and you're
Yeah.
like, "This sounds so good."
Plus, it's so much fun to travel with you anyway
Yeah.
that we
And we
really
love
don't
traveling with you.
care.
And we're like, you know what? Just come along with us.
Because I'm thinking about it now, I'm like, wow, that was like a big third wheel trip. Big.
Well, you're really
it does get real big.
Yeah.
Real by the end of this story.
And I'm just thinking wow, I'm like so thankful for going on those trips.
Aw.
Like, thank you.
No, we love you coming along, but we should
Yeah.
go through it. So
Yeah,
the
okay.
first place was Singapore.
Yeah.
And this was cool because this was our first time that we'd ever gone anywhere without parents. It was just the three of us.
Just 3 cool dudes hitting it up.
Exactly.
And I remember maybe because we hadn't gone on trips for 2 years, we saved a lot of money. And I think we wanted to stay at some cool accommodations. So
Yeah,
the
so we
first one-
splurged on this trip.
Yeah, we saved up for 2 years. So the first place we stayed at was the Marina Bay Sands.
Yes.
Which is, if you've ever seen the Singapore skyline, it's that boat on the 3 towers. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it. You kind of stay there to stay on the infinity pool. But do you remember what we started at the infinity pool?
We started.
I don't know why I'm
We
leading
started
into you
something.
remembering things.
We started something that we thought was going to be the best thing ever.
It's going to go viral on YouTube.
It was our
yes,
dance
our
around the world.
I'm just gonna say it right now. We got to do another one.
we do.
We have to do it.
How cool would it be if me and Jess decided to keep that up through all
the countries?
If you don't know what we're talking about, I'll link to the video because we actually ended up putting it on YouTube. It's called our Dancing Around the World.
And when we say world, we mean dancing in Singapore, Dubai, and the Maldives.
Claire, because you were into dance back
Yeah.
then, you made up a choreography.
Yeah, we did, and we got so angry at each other.
It's the only
You got it wrong.
It's the only time we've ever fought, and it's been over this stupid dance. Oh my gosh!
I
so
think because we were in public.
Yeah,
doing something embarrassing. When now these days, we started something because now people do that
Yeah.
on TikTok, on Reels.
No, they
We're
do.
the original TikTokers.
We were.
So yeah, we started it on top of the Marina Bay Sands,
Yep.
starting the choreography, and then it moves on to the different locations that we went to.
So then we danced our way to Dubai.
Yes.
In front of the big tank in the shopping mall.
Yes, and remember the big tower in the Burj Khalifa?
Yes,
You had to
yes.
go have some little colourful words to the person.
We talked about that in the last
we
podcast.
did, yeah.
Definitely did. Yeah, we won't expand on that. And then the last place.
This is when Cleo was the
Maldives.
ultimate third wheel, and
yeah.
something I'm actually interested in hearing about. I've never really heard the backstory. If you don't know, the Maldives is where Stephen proposed.
This trip, the Maldives.
This trip that Cleo was on with us.
Yeah, I was there on the trip where he proposed to Jess.
And I'd love to hear, first of all, did you always know you were going to do it there?
Okay, so I think a year before that trip, I wanted to propose. But remember, we initially
Really?
weren't going to go to the Maldives. We were going to go to Egypt.
Yes.
But then the bombings happened in Egypt, and Australia was said, no, you can't go
go.
to Egypt. I don't know if you're...
I remember that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
I
looking
remember
at you.
that. Yep.
So you were going to propose in Egypt?
I don't know which one I was going to propose in, but I think that's why I leaned towards the Maldives when we were trying to find a replacement.
Really?
Yes. So
So you'd always plan that you were going to propose to me on a trip.
Yeah. So what actually happened, Ashley, who was on the other podcast, proposed to Heidi, and he got his ring designed through someone in Perth. And when he did that, I said, that's the coolest idea. I can go to someone, give him a vision and design the ring. So I started designing that a whole year before.
Which I had no
trip.
idea. I wasn't even expecting him to propose because we were broke uni students. So I didn't think he had money for it.
Yeah, I put...
Stephen's a very good saver.
Yeah, I put a lot of money aside to try and get the perfect ring for you. And then I had to carry that ring through Singapore, Dubai, and then to the Maldives. I remember one time we did a stopover somewhere before getting to the Maldives, and they had to check us down, and I had the ring in my pocket.
Really?
And I was going through security, and the guy was like patting me down. I was like, what's that? I was like, oh, it's just a sock. Because it was in the case, like the proposal case that you open up. And you were standing next to me. What would I have said? Like, Jess, can you look the other way?
Yeah.
And you would have been like, why? What's up? I didn't want any sort of mention. And I don't know if you remember. So we arrived in the Maldives. We stayed there for 3 nights. And on I think it was the first day, we went and did the scuba diving, the free scuba diving lesson. And then I went to you, Cleo.
At
I'm
breakfast.
You guys were at breakfast, and
were at
I went off
breakfast.
to grab
Yeah.
food.
And I was like, Cleo, I'm going to propose to
Yeah,
Jess.
and I was so shocked. And I was like, why are you telling me this now?
And Cleo started crying. I'm like,
Jess
Cleo,
is
stop.
coming back right now. I was like, are you serious? Like, don't tell me now when she's coming back. I was like...
And then I walked over, right? But I had no idea that,
Yeah.
that he just said that to you.
Yeah.
So you must have just been holding it all in.
yeah, I was just holding it all in.
I
Did
could
you
see your
notice
eyes
anything?
No,
watching it.
I didn't notice
Yeah.
I was
anything.
like, Cleo, stop crying. Like,
I know. I was like, oh my God, I need to like leave right now because I'm going to go cry.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah.
So I think the only person that knew was Ashley.
Wow.
I didn't even tell my parents because I wanted to surprise them afterwards. I didn't tell your parents just yet because I wanted it to be a whole
They
surprise for
knew,
everyone.
Stephen knew that I would prefer if he surprised everyone after.
Yes.
I love surprising people.
Yes.
Stephen and I both were big,
Yeah,
like, we
you
love
do.
surprising people. Yeah.
And then that
I can't believe you also didn't tell Cleo till the day you were going to ask. Like, we were traveling with Cleo for so long, and you could have told her, hey, just so you know, I'm going to do this
I
in
know.
the
And
Maldives.
you just go bam, this big like bomb. And
Like,
I'm
today's
like, what?
the day. That's crazy.
And I was like, I'm here for it. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool.
But it was actually really cool you were there because
Yeah.
then you could have filmed it
yeah,
for us.
I did film it. Yeah, it
yeah,
was
so Cleo got to
amazing.
film it. So we basically organised a little seafood beach dinner. And then he asked there, and Cleo filmed. It was very cute.
It was very cute.
And I loved it because we were able to use that video to tell our family that we were engaged, because we would always film our trips, and we would always come home and make everyone sit down and watch our video. So we played it, and the Maldives starts. And then, so my parents had the best reaction because it's my
Your
parents.
mom like jumped up screaming, sat on the keyboard, quit the video.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God. It was such a fun way to tell them.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. That was I'm glad. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad you were on that trip.
No,
because
I'm so glad I went. It was so good.
yeah, but yeah, the next trip, Cleo, is the Euro trip.
Now this was exciting because I was like 3 months away from home.
Wow, it was
Yeah.
3 months. you
3
came-
months, yeah.
Wow, so this is now 2 years later.
Yes.
First year of Flying the Nest.
2015. So yes, this was when were filming every single day.
Yeah.
Well, daily vlogging, and I don't know. We didn't plan to go to Europe.
No,
I don't think.
We
no.
didn't think we were going to be able to afford it. And then I randomly found like a $300 flight from Canada to Europe. And so then I messaged Cleo and I was like, Cleo, we're going to be going to Europe. Do you want to come on this trip? But this was a big thing for you because you
Yeah.
were going to have to fly by yourself
Yeah.
from Australia to Europe.
Yeah, it was pretty scary.
Yeah, I reckon. I've never done a big flight by myself
Yeah.
before.
Which kind of brings into a common practice when we are all hanging out and going on a trip is
Yeah.
that you are kind of like us. And when it comes to the traveling part of travel, we can go super cheap.
Especially on flights. I hate spending a lot of money on flights.
Yeah, it is.
But Cleo, for some reason, always gets us to book her flights.
Yep.
And for some reason, we always stuff it up and give you
Yes.
the worst flights ever.
I think because we, like, you're working at a cafe, not a
Yeah.
lot of money, and we say it's $700 return to Europe.
And Cleo's like, yeah, book it. And then she goes on the day and she goes, wait, so I have to go and do a layover in Dubai and then
Yep.
fly to Italy and do a 10-hour layover there and then fly to Germany, do a 3-hour layover there and then go to Scotland?
Oh, the perfect one was when I had 3 layovers, but the one layover was in a different airport. And that was like an hour, 2 hours away. And I was like, holy crap, how am I going to get, how do I get
And
there?
we didn't
to
know
there?
that until
Yeah,
you
we
got
didn't
to
know
the
that.
airport,
I
right?
was like, oh my God, I have to catch this bus. And then like,
I can't believe you even made that flight.
I know, it was like, Jess, it got delayed. That's how I made
Oh,
it.
that's how you made it. So for some reason, we definitely aren't good travel agents. So if you ever need someone to book your flight, don't ask us.
Don't.
But I do know the next time Cleo goes on a trip, you'll still get us book it, won't you?
I'll never learn.
But I mean, this was an incredible trip because, 3 months you met us in Glasgow.
And it was our first time all of us have been to Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were so excited, and then it was going to end just before South Africa.
Yeah.
So we did this big Europe trip. It was in August, so we started in the north, and we try to kind of run away from the cold as much as possible.
Yeah. So it started in the UK. And so the first thing we did was we all bought Eurail passes. And Cleo did as well.
So if you don't know what a Eurail pass is, there's Eurail and there's Interrail. They're the same company, and you pay, just say, an upfront fee, couple of $1,000s, I think it is.
I think if you're from Europe, you have to buy an Interrail pass. If you live outside of Europe, you get a Eurail pass. Just in case anyone's interested in getting one, because they're awesome.
They're awesome. You buy days. So I think we bought 15 days, and those were travel days. So you could catch unlimited trains like one day, and then you have 15 days to do that.
Yeah.
So we started in the UK, and we caught these trains, and I think because we were over 25 at the time, you had to book first class tickets.
Which meant we had to make Cleo buy first class tickets as well.
or we would be sitting in different carriages. And we did, like, some days we did like 12-hour train days. So
being able to do that in first class was so nice.
So nice.
Do you remember the Virgin trains?
Oh, yes. They were
With
so,
the
with the
little
chocolate.
uglies?
Chocolates!
Are they called
They were called
uglies?
uglies.
They
The
were
best
the
chocolates.
Best. Like, if we could get them here, we should.
I know.
We should check if we can find them here. If you're from the
Yeah.
UK, you probably know these chocolates are
Called
called
uglies. They're so
Uglies.
good. But it's funny because we travelled all over the UK. So we went to Scotland, then we'd go down to London, then we'd catch the train to go see Stephen's cousin. And then we had used it maybe, 4 or 5 days straight, going around on these amazing Virgin trains. Like if
It
you
said
ever,
first class, so we just went on the first class Virgin train.
which is luxury. And then it was only on the last day we realised that when you have a Eurail pass, it doesn't include the UK. And I have no idea why every time people checked us, they were letting us on the trains.
Yeah.
I think because Eurail, if you book an Interrail pass, you can travel in the UK, and the logos are so similar.
And we are so lucky we didn't get caught, because if we got caught using, like, going on those trains with this pass, we would have had to have paid those tickets and they would have been so expensive.
I looked it up one time when we realised it, and we were sitting in first class, and this was the last time
Yeah, we
used it.
realised on the train. So imagine how hot we got. Like,
Yeah,
oh
when
my
we
gosh.
came past with the uglies.
Yeah, with the uglies. And we're like, yes, we want the free uglies. And here's our ticket.
These were $400 one-way tickets.
Wow.
Because
That's
it's so
crazy.
expensive.
No wonder we weren't meant to be using these tickets.
Yeah, because our Eurail pass, like, we made up like $2,000 or $3,000 just on
Really?
the UK bit.
Wow.
On it. Yeah, so that was kind of
Our
bit of
bad.
luck, actually. Bit of
Well,
dumb
yeah,
luck.
Yeah,
dumb
it was
luck.
luck, yeah.
Dumb luck. And then once we got out of the UK, we kept using it, and then that was all fine. But no more uglies.
No more uglies.
And no more Virgin trains.
Yeah, so we decided to trade in trains for a little bit of a bus tour.
Yes.
Do you remember this
Big
one,
group
Cleo?
tour.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So we had never done like a huge... Oh, actually, we had done one group tour before. We did it in Alaska. And I think that's what made us really like it. So when we were in Alaska, we travelled with 13 people and we camped all through Alaska. And we were like, wow, I love this idea of like meeting fellow travellers and travelling with them. So I was like, Cleo, let's book one. So we
Yeah.
found this really cheap one. And we're like, oh yeah, let's book it. So we
It was,
get there.
let's just give some backstory on this. It was 5 cities, 4 countries, 7 days, and I think it was a few $100s. And we just said, "Wow, we can
What
go
a
to
steal.
we can go to Belgium, we can go to Paris, we can go to Amsterdam, we can go all these places for 7 days. Amazing."
And I'm pretty sure it started in Paris, right?
It started in Paris,
And so we get to the hotel of where it's starting, and we just see all these buses at the front of the hotel, and we're like, what's going on? Why is there so many buses?
Yeah.
Oh, we realised all those buses are for us. We were on a tour with like 150 other people.
It was insane. This is not the way to travel.
Yeah.
I mean, small group tours, we love them because they're small. Like max 20 people, 150 people, especially in Europe. You go to Amsterdam, there's already a million other tourists there. And imagine if your tour guide says, okay, let's go see, this particular site. And there's 150 of you just going to the site, let alone
Plus-
the other people that's
Oh
there.
my gosh. And so we definitely don't recommend booking with them. Can't remember their name actually.
I remember their names, but...
No, we won't be mean. We won't be mean.
Yeah.
But maybe, so what we learned from that is definitely double check how many people are going to be on your group tour, because that wasn't fun.
Yeah.
But what we ended up doing was Stephen would go up to the guide in the morning and be like, hey, so what kind of sites are we seeing today? And they'll give us a nice big list of everywhere we're going. And we're like, cool. And we went and did it ourselves backwards. So we wouldn't run into any of them.
Do you
except
remember
for one time.
We were walking on the Berlin Wall and we walked past
Past
them.
them.
And the
And they were like,
150
hey.
people.
And they're like, hey, why aren't you on the tour with us? And we're like, oh, we are. Yeah, we've been here the whole time.
But we literally are walking towards the mob.
And now I remember why they didn't want to talk to us, because we probably seemed like we didn't want to be their friends.
Yeah.
But we just didn't want to do it to all those people.
No
it just
way.
ruined the experience.
It did. So I felt bad. So first, then we made Cleo book that.
Oh, no, and that was my first like real group tour, and I was like, what? I'm never
Is
going
this-
on a group
Yeah.
tour again.
Oh, that was pretty fun. And then it ended in Paris, or did it
I think
start?
it started in Paris and ended in Paris.
Yes.
And then that's when we realised that whenever we wanted to now book hotel rooms, now that we had Cleo with us, a lot of the hotel rooms didn't let us have 3 people. They only let us have 2.
Yeah.
So you would have to book 2 rooms. And I was like, what? I can't make Cleo buy her own hotel room.
And we were all pretty poor, to be honest.
Oh,
Like,
we had been running out of money. We were at the end of flying the nest year 1. So we had basically no money.
8 months, 9, 10 months into traveling full time, we were trying to cut costs everywhere. So if Claire could just sneak into our room, that saved everybody more
Because then we
money.
could just split it 3 ways.
I remember the scariest one was the boutique one.
Oh,
Yes.
the boutique in Paris.
Because I think they were a little bit on to us.
Oh,
think
they
so.
were
So
totally onto us. So this is-
Basically, what we would do to try save money, and I think it's back when we didn't realize that we could just use Airbnb, because now we would have just used Airbnb and we could have all stayed in places and been fine. So Stephen and I would go check in because it was a room only for 2 people, and then once we were up there, we were like, "Okay, Cleo, just go in." So then she would just go into the hotel, act like she was a guest, and go into the elevator, come into our room, and then we'd make Cleo like a little makeshift bed, and she would sleep. We would all just share a room together.
I'll just sleep on the couch, on the floor. No, I'm kidding.
the key word that Claire said was boutique. So there was maybe 8 rooms in this hotel. I'm sure the person that worked there could literally name every single person that was staying there. It's not like if you stay at a Hilton, it's so big we could just, all 3 of us could just walk into the elevator and they probably wouldn't know what was going on. And the one I remember was that boutique hotel.
With the best breakfast.
Tiny little hotel. There was a check-in desk and there was a bar.
I remember what it looks like.
Yeah, me
can
too.
picture it
And the
with- it had-
staircases were right where she was standing.
Yes.
Yep.
So me and Claire are sitting there. I ordered a coffee.
And you're reading the paper, and it was in French.
And then I think the lady, because there was 2 employees there, she walked over to the barman, and I'm like looking at her paper. I'm like, Claire, run up the stairs. And I'm pretty sure you ran up the stairs, and the lady noticed you do that, and she went straight to the security cameras.
Really?
And I'm like sweating, like, oh my goodness, I can't go to this room.
But no one ever told us off.
Yeah,
So
no.
Claire would just sleep in the corner of the room. And then all our rooms would come with breakfast. And so Stephen and I would go down, have an amazing breakfast. Like, remember that place specifically? It had these amazing
I don't
chocolate
remember.
croissants. No, you don't remember. Had fresh crepes. And then what we would do right at the end, we're like, oh, you should probably get something for Cleo. Just get a couple of dried out pastries, pop them in a napkin.
Napkin, and then they would just pass it to me, and I feel like just
thank
some
you.
little
Oh, the worst.
gremlin,
Well, I
like
suppose-
food.
And it was so broke. We were just eating
But
bread and cheese.
no one's gonna walk out of a hotel breakfast with a full English breakfast going, oh, I'm just take away up to my room. I want a little snack.
So we did this all through Europe. We
Because
would
some
stay
of
at
the
all these.
places, they would check your name off.
And how excited would we be though if we would check into the hotel and then there was a couch?
Yeah.
Like, yes, this is easy. We can easily all
I've got
stay
a bed
here.
for tonight.
Yes.
Oh, that was
that was
actually
so
really
good.
funny. We actually had a question, and this is actually going to lead into something else that happened on that trip, particularly when we were in Germany. So Reedhi, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, said, I'd really like to know if you ever get lazy during your trips and end up not doing something planned, like if you planned it in advance.
This happened quite a lot in Europe.
This happened in Frankfurt, I remember.
so
I had a
that
mental
music.
breakdown.
Yeah, so this was
Oh, yeah.
this is when Stephen had been daily vlogging for now 10 months straight, and I think it hit him
'Cause
how
it
much
was-
work he had been doing.
It was waking up in the morning, it was filming, and it was traveling as well. Travel in itself is exhausting, and then going home and editing a vlog, uploading it, doing it for 10 months straight, I hit my point.
And Stephen was just so drained. So we were like, you know what? Let's just take a few days. We downloaded the app. What was it called? The piano
Musically,
game.
the piano one. And what's that song?
Never had a friend like
We
me.
loved it. We had competitions on who can.
It was like on the piano, and you're like,
Well, you need to explain it. It's an app where it looks like a piano, and then you have to play
It's
the
like
piano.
Guitar Hero, but
piano.
piano.
And we got obsessed with it.
Obsessed.
That's what we would spend our entire train rides on. So we'd be on like
Trying to get
8-hour
the high
train
score?
rides. Yes.
Beautiful scenery. No, I want to get the high score.
Just doing the same song over and over again. Whenever I
Such a
hear
good
that
song,
song,
though.
it's the Aladdin song
Yeah.
sung by Neo.
Yeah.
Such
That
good
was it.
song.
So if we ever hear that, it always reminds me of the Euro trip.
Because I think by then, 10 months of doing it straight, I think we needed to just stop for a week, and we never did.
Yeah.
And we were just burnt out. And like, we hadn't watched a movie in so long.
And I think I always remembered that time because that's when we realized that we needed to balance
Yeah.
travel and work and actually take some time off. And then we started doing that. And I remember that. And that was with you there. And then you were like, yeah, I'm fine just chilling. Because we felt bad because we're like, do you want to chill? You're like, actually, yeah.
Because I'm so chill. I'm like, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
mind.
And I think because we'll go every day.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, actually, I do think you need like a break from travel.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, and that's
You
when we
need a-
realized because that was the first time we'd done like a long trip. Like basically backpacking trip,
Yeah.
but with clunky suitcases because we're so bad and
Yeah.
never
I
travel with
remember
backpacks.
dragging the cases through
Yeah.
Paris. And,
And
there were
Through
no...
Venice.
And that was your birthday, and I brought that big drone.
Oh,
And we had the stress of the
Yes.
drone as well because we were
Yeah.
like trying to figure it out.
And that was the first time we were flying a
Yeah.
drone.
Yeah.
We didn't understand how
And
that
it was
all
in this
worked.
Big box, and we had to carry the box and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, good times.
No, it was.
was-
I'll never forget it.
I'm pretty sure from like the whole booking of the bad flights thing, you have anxiety from taking flights
Actually,
now.
do. I'm
We've
like,
made clear hate flights.
I actually hate flying now. I'm like, the next trip I go, I need someone there. But
You can go
it's
with
not going to
Hunter.
happen. I'm
It's
going to
not
go
gonna
by
happen.
myself. I'm just going to be a solo for my rest of my
But that's
life.
the thing. You never go on solo trips, but it's always solo plane rides.
Plane rides, yes. And then when I get there, I'll get sick.
Oh yeah, so either she gets sick or something bad happens. Like she'll get
Yeah.
some sort of rash on her body.
Yeah.
Or just like what happened in our next trip that we went on, which was, it was South Africa. But after that we went to Turkey and are waiting there for to Cleo to come out of the airport.
Yep.
2 hours later, waiting, what's going on? She comes out crying and her bag's missing and someone else who had the identical bag as
Yep.
her had taken it to their house, which was
Yeah.
10 hours away from the airport.
Cappadocia.
Yeah, and it would only happen to Cleo.
Yeah.
Everything bad happens to Cleo on trips.
Yeah, it's
You
so-
suddenly become like the bad luck.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
They think the next trip I'm going to be like, okay, what is it? I'm waiting for it. Come hit
You
me.
just let it happen now.
Yeah.
But sorry, I was moving ahead. So after
We'll
Europe,
get back to the Turkish.
Yeah.
after Europe, we went to South Africa.
And for some reason, you went home to South Africa. Oh, you went home to Australia, then
Flew to South Africa.
Yeah.
Why did we make you do that?
I don't know.
Oh, it was a steal, $700.
yeah, better
idea
go
why.
back.
Yeah.
Maybe you went home to repack your bags or
Yeah,
something.
no, yeah. 'cause
Probably.
It was, more of a summer.
Yeah, it was summer
yeah.
holiday.
Yeah.
And I think you might have already had booked your South Africa trip.
Yeah,
and then
ages
Europe
ago,
was
and
like
then-
a on the whim
Yeah.
thing.
Yes. And you didn't want to lose the flight.
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened in Auntie Nikki's house in South
In
Africa?
South Africa.
I'm so lonely.
No.
I'm so lonely.
I got locked in the bathroom.
in the bedroom.
In the bedroom.
Yes, so Cleo ended up getting locked in by accident in one of their auntie's house's bedrooms.
Yeah.
And we just hear Cleo in the room just going, I'm so lonely. I'm like, Cleo, are you okay? She's like, I'm locked in. And we had to spend like hours trying to get you out.
I know.
We had to take the handle off.
I told you everything bad happens to Cleo.
But, I mean, that was a really good trip because we went to South Africa for Kaylee's wedding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Kaylee's wedding.
And my birthday.
That's what I was about to bring up.
yeah.
Because it was the first time we were all with family for your birthday.
Yeah.
And I remember when you cried. It was, so
really
sweet.
Oh, we went on to that
Yeah.
pizza
again.
place.
I
Yes,
know.
that was good. And they smashed the plate.
Yeah, they smashed the
they did
plates
smash
there.
the
Why did they
plate.
do that?
I know.
I think what happened was we were at a pizza place and they smashed one plate and they were like, whoops. So then they thought, like, to be funny, they'll just smash more.
Yeah. I
don't know why they did that.
I think they did that.
Yeah.
And had the prettiest cake that Nikki got for me.
I remember you
So-
turned 22 on that trip.
21.
Oh, was it 21?
Yeah, 21.
Oh, wow. And I remember
Yeah.
because it was the first time, you had all your family with
yeah,
us.
and I was like, oh, this is so cute.
And
And I
I was
went
like-
and swam with sharks.
Great
Yes.
white
Yeah,
sharks.
that was like my birthday present. I loved that.
And then, because back then, that was your favorite animal,
Yeah.
sharks.
Yeah.
And it was like the first time you could go and swim with
Yeah,
them.
It was.
Sharks
Just-
are your favourite animal?
Not anymore.
What's your favourite animal?
I don't know anymore. It used to be sharks.
don't have a
Everyone has a favourite animal.
What's your favorite animal?
Oh, I don't know
On the
anymore.
spot.
Oh,
On the spot.
gosh.
What's yours, Jessica?
Killer whale.
Yeah, I knew that. What's yours?
Maybe like a lion or something?
No, you have to be 100% sure.
Lion.
Okay.
Speaking of lions, on that trip, we also all went on safari together.
Yes, that was so cool.
Yeah.
And the elephant like charged at us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. No, South Africa is such a cool place to travel.
And it was the first time that you two had been back since moving there,
Yeah.
moving away from there. So that would have been special, especially because I'm sure you wouldn't have even remembered it.
No, I didn't not remember.
So it's cool going
Yeah.
there and thinking, oh, wow, like this is
Like,
where I
this is
could have
where-
been
yeah.
brought up if I didn't move away.
And we went to Johannesburg. You didn't. I went to
You did
Johannesburg
go.
for 3 days, and it was
With
like,
your parents,
yeah,
didn't you?
It was so different to when I like remembered it.
You don't remember
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, true. I don't remember. That's all a lie.
Well, I mean, that was a really fun trip. And then I suppose the next one would be the wedding. But we did a whole podcast on the wedding with everything that went wrong with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and Cleo was there for all of that. She was my maid of honor.
Yeah.
Yes, but that was
What I call her,
episode 3.
my best woman.
Yeah.
Go listen to that because there were so many stories from that
Uh-huh.
that it deserved its own episode. But after that, let's bring it back to Turkey.
Yes.
So this is now a year later after the wedding. So this is now 2018.
Yes. Yep.
We said, Cleo, you had so much fun on a group tour. Let's do another group tour.
And we definitely now have convinced you how good group tours
Oh,
are.
so good.
He was a nice tour gude.
He was really nice.
Fatih?
Fatih.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was
Fatia?
so Fatia.
Fatty.
I'm trying to say it in an accent.
And
Fatih.
he follows you guys all the time, so he's probably going to hear this.
Oh, sorry. You were like the best guide we've ever
Yeah.
had.
Yeah.
It was so nice.
Remember so we wanted a photo of us in Cappadocia and he went and got all the rugs for us and the lamps and the
Yeah.
pillows.
And everyone's like, how did you get that shot? And
And he helped set it up, so we
Yeah.
can't tell anyone how because he's the one that made it happen.
Yeah.
It was really cool. So I think that was probably, for me, out of all the trips, Turkey was like a special one for
Yeah.
us. Loved it. Nothing really went wrong besides your bags. Like once you
Yeah.
got your bags back, everything was amazing. Such a good trip.
Yeah.
And then after that was our most recent trip, which was Portugal and Croatia.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I suppose, you came up to Portugal with us,
Yeah.
and then we did that cooking class. Do you remember?
Yeah, the cooking class was so good. I loved it.
I think on that trip by then, me and Jess and I were we understood how to make a good trip.
Yeah.
And this is like 4 or 5 years into flying the nest.
so we can finally plan like a really good trip.
Yeah.
And every time we've done a cooking class, like if it was in Morocco or if we did a cooking class, somewhere in the world, we just love it so much because you learn about the culture, you taste some good food. And we said, okay, if the family's coming out, let's do a cool cooking class. And I think we went to the markets.
Yeah.
And we
But it's
walked-
funny because Stephen's dad isn't too adventurous when it comes to
Yeah.
food.
No, he's not.
And on that trip, remember, we made him try like little octopuses and he thought it was so weird. He doesn't like cheese.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
cheese was everywhere. So trying to branch out their cuisine.
Yes. And then after that, we surprised you with a little trip in Croatia.
Yes, that was hands down amazing. I always say hands down.
Hands down.
Hands
down
amazing.
amazing. It was so cool.
Because like the Portugal-Croatia was another big family trip.
Yeah.
And that was the last trip with you, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
You decided I'm too cool to go on holidays
yeah,
with
you're
you.
cool.
But we need to plan another one.
Yeah.
we do.
When the van's done,
yes, I definitely
Oh.
want to, gate crash the van somewhere.
you need to.
Yeah.
That would be really cool because we'll
Yeah.
make like an extra little bed up for you somewhere.
That's the plan. We
Yeah.
want to try and make it so there's a lot of beds in the van.
Yeah.
But if, like, just say COVID wasn't a thing and we were all to go on a trip, where would you want us to go?
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
New
I
Zealand's
really want to
beautiful.
go. Yeah, hopefully next year.
Yeah, I hope so. Well,
Well, yeah.
no, 100% is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%
I've decided.
happening because we have our expeditions next year. So it's 100% happening. But I think that is all the stories from us all hanging out.
Yeah.
It was, this is such a random podcast. It's just 3 people reminiscing on their trips. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. There's still a couple of more segments before we end it, but we have some questions. Charlotte said, I suppose this one's directed at me and Jess. Do you have a crew, like a film crew that flies with you, or is it all self-filmed? Loved your videos.
Oh, well, Cleo can answer
I'm
this.
the film crew.
Surprise! Cleo is the filmer and editor
Yeah,
of all our
I do
videos.
everything.
Except you'd just been on the 6th trip, so were you sneakily on the
Yeah, I
other
was
one?
sneakily.
Oh, you were sneakily on
Behind
the
the scenes.
No, it's literally a one-man show.
Two-man show. I'm here
I
too.
do all the filming and the editing.
This is true.
No,
I'm on the
it's a two-man-
camera.
It's a 3-man show now because we have Hunter.
True.
Yeah.
Yes. No, so we pretty much just film everything and just do it ourselves. And then I suppose when Claire comes on trip, she takes some shots for us.
Yeah.
Which is so nice because then we can get photos of the two of us
Yeah,
together.
now 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's one. And then Michael said, what is it like traveling as a third wheeler?
Steve, would you like to answer this?
It kind of is like that. I feel like because, yeah, you guys are quite close that,
Yeah.
and you hang out with me 24/7 that you're like, oh, a new person. So traveling as a third wheeler, I don't like it because they don't go get cheesy couple shots.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll never leave you out again on the cheesy couple shot.
Yes, we will.
And then the final question is, Maddie said, this is a question for everyone, but how often and when do you guys fight? I feel like if I spent so much time with someone, I would get annoyed.
No, we never.
Just during that time, we try to do that dance.
Yeah, that's it. And when Steve had like a breakdown, but that's all right.
But it wasn't really a fight. He was
Yeah.
just like,
He's just like, I've had enough.
and we were like, you know what?
Yeah.
Download the app, mate.
Yeah, come on. Who's got the highest score?
Dun, dun. So that's a word of advice, Maddie.
Yeah.
Don't try and choreography.
Don't try and film a dance on your travels and you won't fight
Yeah,
at all.
you'll be
won't
like
fight.
smooth sailing. But
But I think that's why you can tell if you've been
Yeah.
on a trip together 6 times, you clearly all get along.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we wouldn't keep going on trips together.
Yeah, no, that's so true. Yeah.
But I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. We have a couple of reviews. We always like to read this because we really appreciate you guys going out and giving us reviews on the podcast because it just helps us out so much because it is so new. Shanna said, it's so refreshing. I love the almost 2-hour podcast. This is talking about us picking our favorite country.
Speaking of which, we went when we sat down for this one, we were like, "Oh, this is probably going to be a short one."
It's
I'm
like
pretty sure we've been talking for over an hour. This always happens.
This always happens.
it's the sugar because I'm pretty sure these Bundabergs have so much sugar.
That's the
in them.
issue with them. That's why you can only have them once a week during the podcast.
Yes. Don't say that. They think I have them every single day. Okay, let's just go back to the beginning. I love the almost 2-hour podcast. It almost lasts me throughout the whole week. That's kind of cool. How do you guys listen to these? Because I listen to podcasts and I usually will break it up over the week when Jess is like, can we get some milk? And then I just put headphones in and I go to the shops.
Where I prefer to sit and listen to the whole thing right then and there.
Yeah, let us know how you guys listen to it. I love having your podcast on when getting ready for the day or cleaning or cooking. Oh, that's actually really good. I love your family dynamic and you seem so genuine. I've been watching YouTube for years and even inspired me to visit Greece and Turkey.
It's cool because right now she's going to be probably listening to this.
Yeah.
I wonder what she's doing right now. Is she cleaning? Is she cooking?
Yeah, what are you cooking? What are you cleaning?
Can we have some?
And then B. Engelhart said, the best Aussies I know.
Aww.
Oh, thanks, mate. I've just adored watching these two for the past 4.5 years.
Wow.
And now I get to listen to them while I cook and bake. What? Oh, that's cool.
A lot of
the-
Chef Stevens in the house.
Yeah. I keep up with the long podcast. Well, yep, there's another one coming your way this week. Because it gives me something to do. I can't wait for the many more that will give me a lot of laughs. I'm going through a YouTube channel, watching all the vlogs for the 4th time now.
Wow.
As a chef myself, I just want to say, keep it up, Stephen.
Aww.
Thanks, B. Engelhart. That was really cute. Thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate it. Shall we tease what the next episode of the podcast is so they can send some questions in?
Yeah, what is it?
Come on, Steve.
What is it, Claire? Do you remember?
Yes, it's all about me.
This was the whole episode and you forgot it.
Yeah, I did.
So,
Wait, what is the next podcast episode? Do you have a plan?
yeah, I think it should be all the times we got sick while traveling.
Oh, that's a good one because we have some stories. I definitely recommend if you have a queasy tummy, if it comes to bodily functions. Like
Yeah.
not blood. I'm talking the vomit and the
The back
poo
way.
poo.
How old are you, Jessica?
Then yeah, I'm not sure what you're going to think of this podcast, but we will let it all loose and tell you everything that has happened
Literally let it all loose.
on our travels because we have some very funny stories.
Yeah, definitely. So if you want your question read out on the podcast, head to flyinthernest.tv/podcast, send in your question and we'll read it out. Thank you so much to everyone that does send them in. You send some really cool questions in, but I hope you enjoyed that episode. We love doing this every 2 weeks. Found where all good podcasts are found, audio on Tuesday, and come join us for the premiere of the video the following day on Wednesday. Thank you so much. Thanks, Claire. Thanks, Jack.
Thanks,
Thanks, Steve. All right. Bye. Bye.
Oh, wrong button. Wait, where is it?
Oh, whoops. Wait. Hold on, guys. Something's about to happen. There we go.
The Little Podcast by Stephen and Jess.
Stephen and Jess.
Stories by Fly in the Nest. The Little Podcast by Stephen and Jess.
Stephen and Jess. Stories.